back into our track of things. I vowed to kind of post every 4 to 5 days, minimum once a week, and I've gotten behind on that. So we're going to go over a little bit of that. Since we last talked, we were leading up to the 6-hour race at Rattler Creek. Due to the weather, that got canceled, which sucked because I really could have enjoyed the time out on the trail, see all my friends. And then in addition, my daughter Bella was going to be racing the 4-hour endurance event. So we'll get to a little bit of that future episodes that's going on. It actually did get moved to March to replace the race that I was already scheduled to race in March. So we'll get to that soon. On to other things. So right after we last talked, my wife took off on a trip. She had to go to Canada for work, so she was gone for an entire week. So left me with these solo dad duties of getting to cheer, getting to theater, getting to bowling, all the crazy stuff that my daughter's into. It's awesome that she's into so many things, but sometimes it does become kind of a chauffeur nightmare. But we had it all handled. But right about the time that she got back, the flu hit the Hatcher household. So I had been feeling down for 4 or 5 days with allergies. Typically this time of year they hit me pretty hard. Don't even have to be out in the woods. It's just something about North Texas and what's going on here, especially with a lot of rain. We had a ton of rain happening about every 3 or 4 days, and it just kind of piles up on top of there. So Bella was diagnosed with the flu. I started feeling bad over that weekend, and it kind of has led into all of this week. I did go get tested on Monday at lunch, and I did not test positive for the flu. I just had the crud. So that's kind of put a big damper on what we're doing as far as training. I haven't gotten real behind, but I have had a step back or two. So exciting news, something you may have noticed when we first started the video this week. It's a little bit different. We have a sponsor. We have a video sponsor, and it is I Run For My Girls. So if you check out hashtag I Run For My Girls, this is another endurance athlete that is running for a cause and even riding his bike for a cause. Go check them out, and you can do it on, search any social media thing, and it will probably pop up and let you explore and go figure that out. So it is awesome that we do have that. Also want to thank, we've had some donations come in over the last 2 weeks. That's awesome. I want to thank you guys personally from the bottom of my heart. The donations, if you don't know about it, are for the Sweet Relief Cancer Foundation. It's a foundation that takes musicians and people work in the bar and restaurant industry and gives them a supplement to when if they are diagnosed with something and need some help in financial ways, they go help that out. Last but not least, I want to thank my accountability partners. I have 2 of them. One of them is social media, and one of them is my calendar, and making sure I stay on top of that. And if it wasn't for those guys, I probably wouldn't be doing this post today, because I do still feel like crap, and I really don't want to do this, but we're going to do it anyway. Thank you again to all of you. I sure appreciate all of that stuff. Next thing I want to talk about, my training update. The whole point of this that we kind of wanted to go through is that I wanted to show an example of coming completely off the couch, which I've been on the couch for about 4 months. Got a little rounded out here, and I am coming completely off the couch training for this event. And the event again is the Austin Rattler. It's at the end of March. It is a 100-kilometer mountain bike race. For you Texans, that's 62 miles. Down in the hill country near Burnett, Texas. Not Burnett, but Burnett, Texas. And give you a little update of where I am. We're in week 8 or 9 of the training. One cool thing that I did do smart this year is last year I actually planned on training for this race, and the weather really got to us. They close the trails constantly up here in North Texas when it rains. They have been closed even this year, not as much, but quite a bit. Well, in the end of November, I bought a Peloton bike. So I planned on this to be my main source of mileage. So for the month of January, even with the distractions and being sick and whatnot, I already have 225 miles for this month. That's probably more miles than I've ridden in a month in a really long time. Probably since the early 2000s. February will probably be much greater than that, but it gives you the opportunity to, you know, get up early, go hit it before you go to work, or after dinner to family time and whatnot before you go to bed to go jump on the bike. So that's really been a blessing to have. Some people have asked about the Peloton bike and doing a review. I'll talk about that in a later video. For this first 8 or 9 weeks, my main focus has been building a foundation. So just a foundation of fitness and getting sort of back into shape. For the month of February, primary focus will be on intervals and hills during the week and endurance on the weekends. We do have 2 events in February that we're doing. One of them is just a few days away, and that's the Dirty Dozen. The Dirty Dozen is down in Warda, Texas, which is in between Giddings and LaGrange area, south of Bastrop. It is a 6-hour endurance event that I've signed up for. There's a 6 and a 12-hour. It's a really fun course. I like it. It's not super technical, so you can really get your miles in. Last year in the mud and muck, I managed to get 5 laps in. So my goal this year is 6, and we'll see where we get from there. It really depends on how I feel. Really having a hard time getting air into those lungs and just feeling blah and lethargic here lately. So we'll see what happens there. Last but not least, this one's most important to me. It has been 5 years last week since my last treatment, and that's a big thing. It's really cool right now because Facebook Memories shows those posts, and I can see how I was feeling and run through all those emotions all over again. And it just goes to show you that you can be in a bad spot and change where you're at. Just want to give a heads up to you guys that it's okay to get off of your couch and try something different, try something hard. This is something I've never done before with the Austin Rattler, and we're going to talk about it even more. I went and did something even dumber about a week ago, so we'll talk about that in a later episode. But thank you guys again. Thank you to hashtag I Run For My Girls. Make sure you like and subscribe on YouTube. Go find me on Facebook, Ride to Rattler, and like and share on Facebook. And I appreciate you guys. Y'all go out and have a great day.